Favorite teachers, not teacher. Wow, favorite teacher. I first have to think of my mother, fifth grade school teacher. And it's funny, I'm not sure she ever said she was my teacher. If I mentioned giraffes in the morning, there was a book about giraffes by the afternoon and evening. She didn't stand over me as a teacher does. Her main teaching was showing. She was always nice, so I had a master class in being nice no matter what happened. And interest, feed your interest. She always was really interested in, if you had a question, check it out. Ask it. It's funny, I got good grades, and the grades weren't a trophy for her. She was interested in what I learned. And how would I do this? And what reference to go pursue. My memory is such that to try to remember an elementary school, a junior high school, or high school teacher, they weren't all bad. It's not like I only have bad ones. I remember Fred M. Root. Why do I remember that name? Junior high school math teacher. I was a math nerd. I always got the best grades in math class. And he made math fun. I like that. I remember in college there was a Dr. Desmond who taught histology. And he loved teaching. And it wasn't like memorize this, memorize that. Have a relationship. He taught cells, morphology, and I liked his personality. So maybe if I think of favorite teachers, the personality would be what comes close. And then as I aged, I noticed what isn't a teacher. Maybe everything is a teacher. Something from which you can learn, a person or a thing. I think of the huge numbers of writers that have been great teachers for me because they wrote it down. I probably could name several thousand of, I might list them as favorite writers or favorite books, favorite poems. Why do I memorize hours of poetry? Because what they say I can use as a teacher to help heal. Patients have been great teachers. I could not be the doctor I am without having the patients I've had. Not the way I was taught in medical school with a 5.7-minute interview, but the 4-hour interviews and the interviewing people on the airplanes and everywhere I am, not necessarily as medical interviews, but I didn't tell them that that's what was happening. Teachers. I see Susan, my partner, as maybe the most significant teacher of my last 25 years. The quality of her listening. I'm awed by her ability to hear what I'm saying and challenge it or respond to it or come back a week later with something. And how intense she is to think that you can learn something to solve things and explore things and to keep your mind active is essential in that course of favorite teachers. Both my children were great teachers for me. I however much you think you know about raising children, until you raise them, you're a watcher. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't adopt them or become a primary parent for children, even if they're not yours. But thank you, Zag and Lars, for teaching me about being a parent. That has been precious. And you know what? I'm going to say thank you, education, because it's always a direction you can go. You can always learn more. You can always look for a teacher. And in the world that I've grown up, people are looking for a teacher in the spirit realm, where whatever they were raised in wasn't right, so they look for a guru, which is really a teacher. And I've not had a guru, but I could say Susan has been a guru. Collectivity has been a teacher. It's not an individual, but watching group dynamics and what works and what doesn't work is a wonderful teacher. And I'm going to say nature. I'm broadening the idea of a teacher. You have been a teacher. Your astounding 3.5 billion years of exploration of what life is has given us things to watch. Today Susan brought in a praying mantis, and I was remember in seeing its triangular head that I was told it was the only natural presentation of a triangle known. Teacher. Everyone can be one, and everyone benefits when they find one for them. Keep looking and keep being.